going on a BC road trip to my hometown, which is also the hometown of hockey great Larry Kwong. Yes, we went here last season. We're going here again. We might go here again next season. Vernon, BC in the North Okanagan, which is just as much home to the Ogopogo as Kelowna is. The Ogopogo is in Okanagan Lake, which stretches all the way up to Vernon. Maybe you didn't know that. There's also beautiful Kalamalka Lake. And if you're thinking of a hike, this is definitely your spot. My favorite trail in Kalamalka Lake Provincial Park is a fairly mellow one that takes you through some grasslands and down into Cousins Bay. It doesn't take you to Commando Bay, but it's a great bay. And I may have mentioned this on a previous episode, but Vernon was literally crowned the trails capital of BC in 2023. In spring, summer, and fall, and even winter, there are some great trails you're gonna want to explore here. But if a hike isn't your speed and you still want to spend some time outdoors, Silver Star Mountain, that's the place. In the winter, again, obviously, it's a ski resort, but in the other seasons, they've always got something to do here, and it's like its own little town, a proper ski village, just 20-minute drive from downtown Vernon. On a different note, I was recently asked what place in BC has a surprising restaurant culture, and I was actually surprised myself that the word that came out of my mouth was Vernon, because I did not always feel that way. When I was a teenager, I was a delivery boy for Pizza Hut here, and I also washed dishes at a family restaurant called Smitty's, which seemed like two of the town's best food options at the time. And you could smoke cigarettes in both of those restaurants. That's how long ago this was. But in the present day, things are way different. Not only do people not smoke in restaurants, but there are a ton of creative, welcoming spots here that make incredible meals. B&A Brewing, Cambium Cidery, and The Rise are at the forefront of Vernon's vibrant restaurant scene. I know this because a couple months back, I was invited by the North Okanagan Community Living Society to be their celebrity judge of their annual fundraiser, which they get a bunch of restaurants to compete in a challenge to make the best, most creative burger in town. And again, we are using the word celebrity very loosely here, okay? $5 from the sale of each burger sold during their month-long campaign went into helping the charity deliver their services, which mostly are helping people with disabilities live independently in their own homes. They raised over $30,000, and my favorite burger was at B&A Brewing, which also has an amazing atmosphere with vintage decor and a full bowling alley inside. Their burger was called the Orchard Burger, and it had apple, homemade hickory sticks, and it was pretty much perfect. Another great spot I had was at the family-owned Cambium Cidery, which has a full patio where you sit on the actual orchard where they source the apples for their cider, and the food there, just so great. Now, I talk about my sister on the show a fair bit.
Hi. Hi.
I'd be remiss to not mention my favorite restaurant in Vernon, and it's not just because she happens to be the manager of it. It's called The Rise, it's new, and it's at the Edge Golf Course above Cal Lake in Okanagan Landing. It's fine dining, it's not priced that way, and even if I wasn't prone to nepotism, I would still tell you this is the best place to eat, if not for the food, for the views. Tell them I sent you. Switching gears, if you're into history, you're gonna wanna head to the historic O'Keefe Ranch for an afternoon tour or to explore it on your own. It's just a few minutes outside of town, and here you'll learn about how the O'Keefe family came in a long time ago and settled here. And you'll also learn a surprising amount about the Okanagan Indian Band and the Sea Elk folks, one of whom the rancher had children with and whose descendants still live nearby on the OKIB Reserve to this day. Have a burger in Vernon and enjoy your BC road trip.